Welcome back, everybody. You're just in time for What's Hot. This is where we talk about the stories that have everybody talking.
And today we are joined by Susie Falk from the Falk Group, plus Jeff Wagner is back with us. Well, TSA is calling for more police presence at checkpoints and airports, and this comes after November's deadly shooting at LAX. A review listed a total of 14 recommendations to improve airport security and safety. So the question is, do you think that extra police will make you feel safer?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes, but here's the problem. What they had done at LA is they had decided that it made sense to move police from a fixed spot, like a fixed checkpoint, and have more police patrols going out, looking at the airport. First of all, as a way to deter people, and secondly, to be able to see that there might be somebody else. That makes sense. And here's the issue. We need more police at the airport, period. And the problem with it is that means you got to figure out a way to pay for more police at the airport. But because if you're just saying, okay, we're going to take people from roving patrols and now put them at checkpoints, well, that leaves another vulnerability. We need more cops, and unfortunately, we have to pay for them, and that means higher airline tickets, and nobody wants to hear that.
I remember those first 6 months after 9/11 when I was living in San Francisco. The National Guard with M16s was stationed at SFO and other airports around the country. Is that a good idea to still have that kind of a presence at our airports?
I don't know about that. I do think that there's some good suggestions in this report by the TSA. I do think that every time you have a shooting, and unfortunately they happen, you're going to have someone with recommendations and the 4 points that we should all do, and they all cost money. I think that, and that's good. I mean, we need to, when there's a problem, we need to look at it and readjust course if need be. You know what I think though is that at the airport, Jeff, what I read was that the LA airport did their own internal audit to see what was going on, and they decided they don't need more police, they don't need more security, they just need to mobilize them smarter and to put them at places where there is high volume, high traffic. And so I think that we're correcting course, it's good. Unfortunately, these situations happen. Look at the Malaysia plane. Now we're looking at how do we track planes, and so, but who's going to spend the money for the additional police support? That's what I want to know.
And to your point, Steve, I mean, unfortunately, we can't be, I don't think we're ever at a point now where we're going to be like Israel is when it comes, for example, to how they deal with like airlines and airline security. And we can't have people, I think, National Guard people with Uzis walking through the airports on a daily basis. We just don't have the manpower for that, which unfortunately, as a free society, is always going to leave us vulnerable to some of these crazies that are out there. Nobody likes to hear that, but I think that's the reality too.
Unfortunately, they're rare occurrences when they do happen, and the TSA did the right thing to look into the matter, and they issued a report. So,
well, this has us talking, a conversation,
Absolutely.
Of course. Well, next we will reveal the viewer's choice of the day.
And Michael Fish will be back with another look at a rainy forecast, looking at the airport.
What's hot, and it is our viewer's choice topic of the day.
Again, we're joined by Susie Falk and Jeff Wagner. Today's viewer's choice topic: are standardized tests the best way for kids to learn? A Massachusetts teacher quit her job over frustration about standardized testing. She says it takes the joy out of learning and focuses too much of teaching to the test rather than the needs of the students.
It's not the way kids learn. No. Let's rephrase the question. It's not how kids learn. It's to review what they have learned and to make sure that they are learning according to the plan of the school districts and the state. So, you have to have statewide standardized testing in place. I think this woman, she's trying to make a point. I feel bad she quit her job over this. What level of standardized testing, how much of it, that's open for debate, but you have to have some accountability and to make sure the kids are learning, and that's how you measure that. They're not learning through the testing, they're learning in the classroom.
Well, yeah, see, I agree. That's exactly the way you have to look at this. I mean, if you've got teachers that are doing nothing but teach to the test, well, that's an issue, and that's a problem. But you're right, Susie, you have to have some objective way of measuring whether kids really can read and can they do math and can they do the basics. You shouldn't be spending all your time trying to figure out how to make sure everybody's going to score 90 on a standardized test. That should come as a result of you doing your job in the classroom, because you've got to have some objective measure, just like we all do.
That said, she's a kindergarten teacher, okay? And so kindergarten, I think maybe shouldn't be held to the same standards as 4th, 5th, 6th graders. We were getting them ready for middle school, ultimately high school. Kindergarten, maybe let's get them at least into 2nd or 3rd grade before we get too serious about our testing.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, let's take on to the lightning round. We are just 89 days away from the world's largest music festival, Summerfest, and hopefully some sun and warm weather. Okay, Summerfest announced that they have 70 ground stage headliners yesterday, including Ludacris, Atmosphere, Kool and the Gang, just to name a few. So the question is, Jeff,
No.
Sue, are you excited about this year's lineup?
Let me turn this around. You're our music expert. Are you excited about
Yes,
this
I saw
lineup?
that Bonnie Raitt was also on the list, as well as the Pentatonics. I mean, it's just really a wide range of artists, so I'm going to try to get some time off.
I'm feeling much better about this year's lineup than last year's. You know, Summerfest, they have an impossible job trying to please the tastes of everybody who shows up. But this year, I think everybody's going to get something they're really going to like.
Agreed. The variety is incredible. You know, I don't recognize half those bands, and that's probably a good thing. I'm, you know, pushing a certain age. So, but I will go down. I'll have fun. There are some bands I want to see. New Order. I mean, there's just a lot of really great acts.
Speedwagon?
Yeah.
Susie,
you back in?
Susie, you and me, we'll go down together. I'll take you around. We'll tear it up.
See, I'm in the same boat. One of my producers, who's much more attuned to current music, was all excited about this. I only recognized about a third of the bands, but that's okay. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, REO Speedwagon. I'm with you. There's a lot of stuff
You
there.
gotta love how Summerfest announced this year too. I think just announcing all 70 on billboards around the town. You know, kudos to John Bowler. He's doing a great job over at Summerfest.
Was that a good marketing tool, Sue?
You know, I think it is, because we're talking about, you know, I've seen reports, we're talking about how they announced it. I think it's really great. In the past, they would drop, you know, the bands here and there. I think announcing them all at once over billboards is just, that's great.
And don't forget the main stage lineup, which is just killer this year. Killer.
So, Jeff, you going to head down?
You're going to go see Bruno Mars, right, Jeff?
Actually, I might, as a matter of fact. See, that's surprising.
Well, just take me.
Okay, and Dave Matthews. I mean, Dave Matthews, I'll be there for that.
He is a far more hip man.
You should Shannon, you should see my iPod. You would be amazed at this stuff I've got on there. I'm very
Things
eclectic.
to learn about Jeff Wagner.
Hey, let's do the What's Hot show from there, right? Can we do that?
We should.
A remote broadcast?
Maybe.
All right. I'm getting a big rap signal here. What's Hot discussion continues on